Hello. I wrote. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I wrote. I have trouble actually getting talks with individuals that want to date me on CatholicMatch. I struggle to even have any messages. The messages I send out, and I just don't know why.
Okay. Okay.
Like I am a. I wouldn't say I'm not a fervent Catholic, but I am definitely. I believe in God, and I try to follow His ways. I don't necessarily agree completely 100% with the church, but
Hmm.
most of I agree with most of the church.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. And so if you had to guess, Patrick, right? I guess um I can't tell you exactly why, right, women aren't responding or anything like that. If you had to guess why you think women would not respond to you or you're not getting one-on-one conversations with women on Catholic Match, why would you think that is?
Well, I mean, there have been times, very rarely, where I've been brutally honest, like you mentioned, which is a no-no. Um, I have I find that I'm not that lookish appealish. I don't appeal because I'm not exactly the most beautiful guy in the world. But um, maybe it stems for me my job life. I really don't know. I'm just so confused. I would like to find a full-time marriage, and I would like to have some kids, and I want to find someone that matches with my personality, that I actively can pursue and they actively pursue me, and have only one relationship, of course, and follow the God's law as best I can.
Mhm. So when you've talked to women in the past, right? Why has it not worked, do you think?
Um, I'm not sure. It was always cut short, and I just thought they just weren't interested. I don't know if there's something about my profile, maybe the way I looked, or maybe the way I responded. Uh, Maybe I didn't respond in an interesting way. Um, I usually sometimes I go into more of a, like, I wouldn't say an interrogation, but I ask them questions to really know them. And I don't share memories of my life with them.
Hmm.
Or sometimes I do, but that trigger, more of a bonding session where I guess incorporate an event of their life, and I relate it and make it common and make a good relationship on that.
Hmm.
I know everything's about relationships in life, and building good relationships are important to be successful.
Yeah, yeah. I think there is something interesting to be said as well. It's very good that you ask them about them, right? That's great. And that's the the age old saying, right? Is people love to talk about themselves, and they always will talk about themselves, right? And so that's great to get to know them, right? To initiate conversation by getting to know them, right? So the first thing I'd say is, right, start by getting to know them, okay? But also, right, there has to be a level of vulnerability on your part as well. It's really easy to be an interrogator, right? It's really easy to figure out questions to ask someone, right? But what's hard is that it is difficult to also bring out your own self and get to show the vulnerable parts of your own self, right, with someone over a screen, right, with someone who you don't know super well, getting to like vulnerable parts. But right, you will never have a successful relationship if you don't share that part of yourself with you, right? And so increased vulnerability, right? Obviously, right, we talked about brutal honesty in the very beginning, right? Maybe not the thing you want to start out with, right? But I think eventually once the pleasantries are over and stuff like that, Patrick, and there's a certain sense of, okay, this person is interested in me. They are an interesting person. I am interested in them. It's going the step further by being able to be vulnerable and honest with them about your life and about who you are as Patrick, right? And so I'd say that just from what you said, it seems like you've gotten down to asking other people the questions, right? But then going, who is Patrick, right? On the inside, I think is something that's really important. Does that make sense?
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not figuring out who I am. Maybe I just need to a little bit figure out what I want to be. And
Right.
I've sat down and I've tried to analyze and look at what I really want to be, and I've been going forward with that, and I'm just a good-hearted engineer.
That's great. Well, I mean, Patrick, I know you said you struggle somewhat with some of the teachings of the church and stuff like that, but I think, I mean, getting to know the Lord is the best way to get to know yourself, right? Because he will reveal yourself to you as well. So I honestly, man, if I could give you any advice, it's get to know this person on the wall first, and he will help you know yourself, and through that others. And you'd be surprised how quickly people can come into your life because of that. So keep up the good fight, brother. Thank you so much, Patrick, for hopping on. You have a blessed night.